neighbor. You are now listening to your neighbor.
Reminds me of like David Lynch, little David Lynch X style intro, which I felt was fitting since he just passed away.
R.I.P. Happy birthday in heaven, David Lynch.
And I was dabbing mid like intro, and I wasn't ready to like pod us up.
Damn.
It was gonna be slick like a radio station. I was gonna go, pod
Fade
down,
us in and shit.
pod up.
just fade into us talking and shit. But no, we were.
Nah,
It's okay. We're still working out the kinks.
true that. That being said,
Yeah.
welcome to Noise Neighbor.
What up, neighbors?
Got John. I'm Alec. And we have no idea what we're doing yet, but
dude.
we're gonna.
It's gonna come to us.
What is
one
it
of these
called?
days,
We're gonna reel it in.
Oh, we're gonna reel it in.
We're gonna reel it in.
We're gonna get it together. We're gonna lock in.
We're gonna try different stuff, and we'll eventually something will click. But the important thing is we'll want to create something entertaining,
Of course, always
but
making people laugh.
we also just want to try to push each other to. What am I trying to say?
Be funny, of
Be
course.
funny, basically.
Of course, that's always the plan.
But that doesn't mean that we can't also talk about serious stuff.
Oh man, how serious are we talking?
I don't know, but
Oh.
we could
Ooh,
hypothetically,
we could, as long as we make it funny,
right?
or make the failed attempt. You know,
But the we're recording the Sunday of the Super Bowl.
I don't even think we're allowed calling it that. I've been hearing a bunch of people saying we're not allowed. We might have to.
That's not gonna happen.
Damn it. Demonetize 5 seconds in.
Because if we say the Beat Bowl, people are gonna think we're saying something completely different.
that'd be wild.
I mean, if you want to. So
I mean,
we're recording
I'm sure
on the
somebody's-
Sunday of the Bowl, and
I'm sure somebody's calling it that somewhere in the South.
oh yeah, they hate all in the South.
Oh my god,
What?
it does sound
That's what
really.
you
It
wanted.
sounds bad when I'm listening to it right now. Let alone later when we're listening to it, going, "Ooh, I don't know."
Yeah.
You ain't wrong. It does sound wild. Yeah, I don't know why. I've been hearing that from a lot of the other podcasters. Are calling it the big. They're calling it the big game and shit like that.
Because we don't have the rights.
That's
to say the
crazy
Super.
as fuck. You can't call it that. What do you mean?
That's okay. It's old news.
Old news.
Right.
Hand in hand.
But basically, the only thing good about that, the big bowl, is the commercials. I guess I'm
Oh,
not
man.
really too excited.
They've been fucking getting shittier. I feel like they used to be better when we were younger.
The commercials or
Yeah.
the Super Bowls
Both. I mean, both.
or the
It was.
bowls.
It wasn't so. It wasn't so blatantly scripted. I feel like. And
I know. I'm ready to. I was gonna boycott it, but my only other option is to play video games. Really, because it's so cold.
damn, you're right.
And I'm not really good at that either. So
I feels.
I'm gonna dabble with the big game and see what it goes. See how I like it. See if I'm into it.
Yeah, it's worth at least seeing. You know.
Or
First
maybe
of all,
after watching, I'll be an advocate for getting rid of the game and
Yeah, get
I
him
don't-
out of here. Don't allow him to play that here.
what?
Huh?
But did you get into anything the last week since your car getting towed?
freezing
and-
my dick off at this job site that I'm on.
Oh, you started a job.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
That's fun.
Thankfully. Blessed up by the employment gods.
Nice. Overlords.
Answer my prayers for shekels.
Sick. And then no Nothing fun since that?
No, dude. I've just been trying to keep my fucking toes from falling off with how cold it's been out there, but
Ohio stinks.
it fucking does. I hate it. I'm kind of ready for spring.
Hell
But
yeah.
when it's
that's
super
right.
hot, I'm just like, man, it needs to be cold already. I'm always wanting it one way or the other. Grass is always greener on the other side of the season.
Not wrong, bud. You're not fucking wrong.
What was this that you were wanting to?
We'll get into it.
Ooh, I want to know.
But,
I'm excited to hear some of that. I was wanting to dip into our own conspiracies.
What?
I said I was wanting to dip into the conspiracies of everything.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Just all kinds of shit everywhere.
Yeah, so I mean, I am a person who just like questions everything.
I feel that. I do too, to an extent. And then I get leveled by the what can I do about it.
I rarely I rarely ever like trust the mainstream narrative,
Of course.
but not everything, like all the stories that I'm interested in aren't necessarily like crazy.
Of course.
They're actual true stories
Of course.
that have no answers to them. Like how people are into murder mystery type shit.
Yeah.
But like I'm talking like deep conspiracy level governmental psyop.
Yeah, I like the wild ones.
Yeah.
I'm more of a
Military
fan of the wild
level.
ones. Of course.
Psyops.
Yeah. But I don't know if we're allowed talking about that on.
I think you shouldn't worry about it because
I
it's a
know.
new time where we don't live in England.
That's fair. Dude, I saw over there that if you cause somebody stress with a post on social media, that shit blew me away. I thought it was just like a joke, and then I actually saw a video of somebody getting like accosted by police for it, and I'm like, damn, dude.
People, they show up to your house for Facebook
I'd
posts.
be
You know how you go to
fucking arrested,
Facebook
bro?
jail, quote unquote.
Oh boy,
They literally do.
IRL.
Also, the stash is looking fancy.
Thanks,
Extra
dog.
horizontal.
Thanks, dog. I did a line out today.
Extra horizontal.
Yeah. Straight as fuck.
I don't know about that, but yeah, very horizontal.
Yeah. I did it for the attention of women, but it just seems
It was
that
only attracting guys.
oh, dude.
Like a cool
all
car.
over the fucking job site, bro. It's just bros coming up, sick mustache, dude, and I'm just like, thanks.
Shit.
Fuck. Fuck. I'm attracting the wrong crowd with this. It's all right. I'm gonna continue onward until some women.
I don't know. I thought you were maybe
Recognize it.
working up to be like a fireman. I wasn't sure what was going on.
That could be a career path I could take, probably.
I feel like you put a picture in with the resume.
Oh yeah, they'd just be like, all right, get him in.
All right. You could just show up in a
With
uniform.
just bring a fireman's helmet and be like, all right,
grab this hose.
what shift am I on?
You just live there. You're just always there. Like this guy John's really about the job.
About fighting fires. Putting them out. I'd want to be the fire chief. I want to be like the guy that just shows up to the thing and it's like, yep, that's a fire. All right, bring out the truck.
Yeah, boys. We have a fire on our hands.
Yep, that's indeed. Yep, that's a fire. All right. Let's roll the water onto it now. Easiest job ever.
Right.
Paid.
So, yeah, we have like that job, right? And then we have like, detectives for the cops, right? Like
Right,
police have
right.
detectives.
Yeah.
But like, really for them, like, and then we have our, we have our FBI and our CIA.
Oh boy.
But like a lot of these people aren't like, they're like pretty like normal people. They're not like maybe the most like.
Are they?
I don't know what I'm trying to get at. I'm saying they're not military level. Like
I'd argue they're worse. Are you talking about like alphabet agencies and stuff like that?
yeah. I guess what I'm getting at is we have special operation guys that can just like crack crazy codes.
Yeah. I didn't know. I found out this week that there's a higher clearance than the president.
Oh, I believe that.
I didn't
completely.
know that shit. I'm like, I would imagine that's the guy that has like it.
No,
But no, dude.
he can't just be spitting stuff out.
There's a whole fucking league.
There's people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is I want to dive in a little bit into a story about one of these military level.
Oh yeah.
I'm
down to hear
like
it.
people that actually like protect our country.
Right.
I'm wording this so badly.
Okay, it's okay.
God damn
Marijuana.
it. All right, restart. Okay. But the story
Mm-hmm.
that I want to give us like an entry to, and us to, I got a couple videos for us to listen to,
Oh,
and it's
boy.
a story that got brought to my attention from and it's just one of those stories that sticks in your head, like what the fuck.
Right.
And it's a story full of military grade psyops on Gold Star families.
Ooh, god damn. Okay, we gotta give a little context to people that don't know what Gold Star families are.
Sure.
It's the families of people that have lost their service member in battle, right? From what I remember.
Right.
And for them to, you said that there's a psyop that was
It's
that was
still
running
going
against
on.
that's like running against it. I mean, they'd be
To-
shelling out
till
money.
today.
They'd be shelling out money to them and stuff like that. They're probably trying to figure out how to cut back.
These
on
are
some of
families
that.
that are still to this day have been silenced and
Yeah.
have no answers to why we had the biggest loss of life in a single incident in Afghanistan.
I don't think I heard about this one.
And this is a story about Extortion 17.
Ooh. That just sounds devious already. Oh man, you do got a fucking whole notebook over there. I'm excited now. I'm stoked.
Basically, it's a story.
Right.
The main person that I know about in the story is Michael Strange.
Okay.
And that's because his father's the biggest, his mom and dad are the biggest like outspoken ones about needing to find out what happened that day.
Right.
But basically Michael and 22 SEAL Team 6 guys and 8 National Guard and 8 unknown Afghan army soldiers were allegedly shot down in Afghanistan.
They were airborne? With what?
Well, we're gonna dive into
Okay.
it, and we're gonna answer the who's and the what's, the whys, and leaving you wanting to probably to go check out more,
Look into
and
it a
look
little bit.
into it more, because I'm
Info
not gonna
that.
nearly do it kind of the justice. And
Of
I
course.
wanted to
We're 2 retards in a basement.
yeah, I wanted to like try hard to put like a good story together and do it. I'm just not good enough yet.
It's okay. We got
But
this.
the more like I looked into it and the more I started writing, I felt like it would be better to just listen to Charles Strange himself tell the story about his son.
All right.
And like these videos, I feel like they are on the internet. The one that I mainly was looking for to try to find and play, I couldn't find.
Mm-hmm.
But I found a similar one. This this happened in 2011 too, so it's like fairly recent.
Mm-hmm.
But here is Charles Strange, Michael Strange's dad, speaking at.
Hello, everyone. My name is Charles Strange.
The National Press Club.
My son's name was Michael Strange. Michael was a cryptologist for special ops. He was part of the Navy SEALs for SEAL Team 2 for a few years, and last almost 4 years he was part of SEAL Team 6. Michael was a brave American. He loved Philadelphia, where we're from, and he fought for this country. And Michael, being a crypto, the code for them is serve in silence. And that silence was broken by our administration. And all of a sudden there's movies, SEAL Team 6, documentary, SEAL Team 6, SEAL Team 6, this. Where did it all start? Joe Biden in Delaware in a tuxedo with a half a load on, telling everybody it was the elite Navy SEAL team. And this is our vice president? Come on, man. You know? Michael knew what he was getting into. Michael knew what he was fighting for. Michael knew that someday he might have to give the ultimate sacrifice. And, but not like this. To put my son and the most elite SEAL team in the world in a Chinook helicopter over an active battle that's going on for 3.5 hours, unacceptable. Unacceptable. Somebody has to answer for this. You know? A Chinook from 1985? You know? Look outside the picture. You know? Who's getting paid to keep rebuilding these Chinooks? Who's making the money? Right? 93 days after killing bin Laden, all of a sudden you're going to put 22 of the most elite in SEAL Team 6 in the world and 8 other great Americans into a Chinook over the battle. August 6th, I got the call about my son's death. It's like a knife in my heart that turns every day. I cry every day. I get sad every day. My other children, you know. Michael's 25 years old. And we go to Dover to see the bodies. And we're all in the hangar down there. And President Obama comes up to me and he says, "Mr. Strange," he grabs me by the shoulders, "Michael changed the way America lives." I grabbed Mr. President by the shoulders and I said, "I don't need to know about my son. I need to know what happened, Mr. President." And the Secret Service guys grabbed me. And I'm crying. And he went to give me a hug. And I whispered in his ear, I said, "Mr. President, is there going to be a congressional inquiry?" And Mr. President whispered in my ear, and I could feel his lips touching. He said, "Mr. Strange, we're going to look into this very, very, very deep." Well, I haven't heard nothing. October, we went down for General Colt's assessment of the investigation. We get there. They have a projector screen. The families are there. He's going over what happened. He said it went through a chain of command for this landing site. I raised my hand. I said, "Sir, could I have the names of that chain of command?" His neck snaps. He said, "It's in the book, sir." I said, how about the black box? Black box got blown away by the flood in Afghanistan. Come on. Can't find the black box, which is really orange? I looked it up in Google. Them black boxes don't go away. They lose black boxes in the swamps in Florida, and they find them. You're going to tell me you can't find the black box? Not acceptable. I tell my boss stuff like that, I get fired. Right? My son's 25-year-old son got set up and killed. So this goes on about, it's in the book, it's in the book. I have the book right here. They didn't put no ink in it. How can you give me a book with no ink in it? I call up the command. They said, we got a lot of complaints about that. I said, well, send me another one. We burned it. You burned it? They gave us a disc. Put the disc in the computer. Just white it out. See 2 sentences. Just white it out. My beautiful wife, I was looking at it. I said, we have to do something with this disc. My wife, the genius, it's not me. Michael's stepmother, my heart and soul. We print it out. We print the disc out. It tells you everything. It was a setup. The Taliban sitting there with machine guns, motorcycles, phones. Who called them to tell them? Right? In the paperwork. Karen mentioned it. Billy mentioned it. General Colt's asking questions. What happened to the air controller? Did you check the area out? They were going into the Tangine Valley. Tangine Valley, it says in here, is the stronghold for the Taliban. You're going to put them in over the stronghold of the Taliban? Did anybody check the area out? Here it is, right here. Everybody can get a copy. It says, it's very brief again. It's out of the task force, blank. And it says something to the effect that over 100 Taliban plan to travel from Providence through the Tangine Valley to possibly shoot down the coalition force. May 11th, 10 days after they killed bin Laden, the Taliban know who's coming in a Chinook helicopter? Rules of engagement, it says in here, the Rangers are fighting the Taliban, right? They're chasing Quater, 8 of them. They kill 6, 2 get away. Quater and his buddy run into 18 to 20. It's in the paperwork. They run into 18 to 20 of them. I said, why didn't they take it out with a drone? The wind's the heart. What's his name? Admiral, he's lucky he ain't here. Admiral Horowitz turns around and says, to win the hearts and minds. How about my heart? How about my mind? I cry every day. My kids cry. To win the hearts and minds of them people, they hate us. They hate, my son told me they hate us. They know the rules of engagement. After the crash site, the Taliban walked up with kids in front of them to see if they could skin our kids alive. It's in the paperwork. I ain't making this up. I'm no military. It's in black and white. Pages. You know? So this mission goes on. He asks, how about the air planners? Were there planners in there? No, we didn't see them. Who gave the okay? Who is going to be held responsible? Someone has to be held responsible. And it says in our paperwork, it goes all the way up to the top. It mentions Petraeus. It mentions Leon Panetta. All the way to the top. So General Colt's giving us this briefing, and he's telling us the helicopter's coming in. They're going to it's a pitch black. It's pitch black. But they see a couple guys on top of a building. They call up the Afghan administration to find out at 2 o'clock in the morning what these guys are doing on the building. You know what they told them? They're hanging crops. Now, I'm from Philadelphia, and we don't have many crops there. But I don't know people that hang crops up at 2 o'clock in the morning. And this is supposedly where the shot came from. General Colt says they shot an RPG 150 to 200 yards in the pitch dark. They have night vision goggles, the Taliban and the Al-Qaeda. They got AK-47s. They got RPGs. They got man pads. When we're changing the rules of engagement here to benefit them, we lost almost 7,000. Our guys coming home, does anybody know the suicide rate for these poor men coming home? It's 1 a day they're killing themselves. 1 a day these men are coming home. Killing themselves. I met men that were over there. Poor kid, you can't pop popcorn around them. We're changing the rules. So he says it's an RPG, a lucky shot. Are we playing basketball, hockey? Is he out of his mind? There's nothing lucky here. All our sons are dead. You know? I raised my hand. I said, General Cole, could it have been a missile? Heat-seeking missile, right? And there's no coincidence that Doherty and Woods might have found some heat-seeking missiles, right? Man pods, thousands of them, and all of a sudden you see what happened to them. All of a sudden, all these SEAL Team 6 guys are disappearing. Something is wrong. We need a congressional inquiry. Somebody has to be accountable for the biggest loss in this war. Here's no eye in the sky. The eye went off. When the helicopter got shot down, it's in the paperwork. We didn't know what helicopter got shot. It took us 10 minutes. My son, right? My son, Michael, was fighting for his life. Nobody came and helped. They didn't have the pathfinders there to check the area. Nobody checked the light. Nobody count. Well, who's calling the shots here? This is bullshit. They told me my son had to be cremated. Everybody has to be cremated. My son didn't need to be cremated. I got pictures of my son. He was fighting. He had a gun in his hand. Come on. Fighting for this country, for us. And you're going to lie to me and slap me in the face? I called the command. I said, why'd you cremate my son? My son didn't want to be cremated. He's like, what do you mean? I got pictures of him. When I asked for the autopsy report from Dover, they sent me a disc with pictures. He's sitting there fighting. Everybody was burned beyond record. No, everybody wasn't burned beyond record. Another lie. Somebody has to be held accountable. No pathfinders. All of a sudden, the eye in the sky don't work. This is all facts. This is from the people that were there. General Cole.
I dove into the story, so like I knew what he was talking about, so I'm sure it was a little confusing.
Okay.
But basically, his son was part of the team who killed.
Bin Laden.
He was part of SEAL Team 6, and it was a secret team of people, like top secret.
Yeah, like a separation from the normal SEAL
Our
Team 6,
government all of a sudden killed them, and our government bragged about these guys. And as soon as, basically, our government doxed SEAL Team 6. Long story short. And then, so they're over in Afghanistan with the biggest target on their head. And this is just like a month or two after this raid. They're over in Afghanistan in a Chinook helicopter, the slowest possible helicopter in the world, full of elite soldiers.
Right.
Like an elite team of people, like the smartest people you can get.
Right.
Like not just like run-of-the-mill people. And the story they were told was they got shot out of the sky, and their bodies, they got cremated because their bodies, they were shot out of the sky, and basically that crashed, and that was that.
Right.
But he talked about how they sent him the papers and how there was no ink; it was completely blank.
Right.
and they also sent them a tape. They sent them a chip, basically like
like a flash drive,
like a disc.
Kinda. Yeah.
This is like where the story gets crazy when you're listening to him tell it. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Oh, good.
Pardon me.
Open my ear. Fuck it.
They put the disc in, and it's same as the thing. You can't open it. It's like sealed. But this dude's mom is so smart. He was a code breaker, Michael himself.
Right.
He broke.
Yeah.
He was a big code breaker.
Yeah.
But there was basically a code to this disc. She figured out if she opened it a certain way and kept whatever it was, she hacked the disc and got it open and was able to start printing the actual unredacted thing out. And as she's doing that, it completely shuts her computer down. It all of her devices, takes a picture of her, shuts down the computer, shuts down. But
how'd she know I took a picture of her? Did it flash or something? Or
well, it showed her.
Oh, it fucking pulled up the webcam or something on her real fast.
Showed her.
Yeah.
They start getting calls from numbers that start with zeros.
Fair.
But they get this paperwork where they find out their sons are actually made it to the ground and were fighting.
Right. So it just went down and they crash landed or were able to get out or fight.
No one knows what happens. And allegedly I'm really not. The story is called Relentless. The parents have wrote a book and started a foundation for Gold Star families called the Michael Strange Foundation.
Okay.
But if you want a story with a bunch of crazy military level psyops to it, look into Extortion 17.
Extortion 17, that's what that was on.
And that's what their mission basically was named. You know what I mean?
Extortion 17.
So I learned from it on on War Mode. You got to listen to War Mode's episode of Relentless. And it was I was thinking it's up to you. It's literally a 2.5 hour long podcast, but obviously we weren't going to sit here and listen to it on here. But if you wanted to, there was we could dip into a couple clips from that episode if you wanted to learn more about Extortion 17.
It's fucking worth it. It's damn, dude.
It's deep.
What do you think happened? If you can,
it's just crazy that it just seems like SEAL Team 6 was set up.
So I have a weird. So with that being said, the most elite of the elite and shit like that, right? Top of the top, real smart dudes. I can't believe they were all talked into getting into this turd.
Well, they were told they were on a rescue mission.
With a turd, though?
To go help these Rangers. And then the Rangers said, the Rangers were supposed to just go, yes, sir, and be like, yeah, they were the Rangers came out and said, we were ready to exfil. Like, we didn't need any help. We were ready to exfil. And they sent them in a Chinook over to help these Rangers that didn't need help through a pitch black valley, the Tangi Valley. This valley, they say, is normally lit up with fires. It's completely lit up at night because all the fires. They said this night it was pitch black.
Yeah.
And if you heard them on there, they even called control, saw people in the trees and said they're harvesting or whatever.
Do they got audio from the flight?
No. No,
I can't believe a pilot.
It was in those papers. She started printing these papers until she couldn't. She said she had boxes of ink, and then her shit started freezing and shit. I gotta take a piss.
Go for it.
Go ahead. Can you take over your
Yeah,
chest?
yeah, I got you. No, I just can't. It's not shocking to me that something wild like that would happen. Being like loosely involved in military stuff when I was in, but damn, dude, I can't. It's hard to believe the pilot wasn't like, hey, isn't this odd that we're all fucking cooped up together in a turd in a place that we can usually have a good visual on? Like even with the, you said somebody said something about them harvesting in the area. What do you harvest over in that area? Isn't it all sand
And heroin.
Oh, fair. Yeah. Okay.
That's what
I mean, that's why. I mean,
that's another part of the story is the heroin epidemic. It's another.
That's a fucking. I mean, yeah.
They have there's a book on Netflix or a book on Netflix.
Right.
Their book is on Amazon, which is probably the easiest place to get it.
Okay.
If you're into something like that, but I would start with the War Mode podcast, which I think I'm going to play a little clip from now.
Go for it.
And I just think it's crazy because I don't think much people know that SEAL Team 6 was murdered, and we don't know how. Or maybe not murdered, but they were killed.
Just like that sector, that private sector of them that killed Bin Laden. I mean, I did hear that a bunch of them, that almost none of them were left. No, almost none of them were alive.
Either
years after, like.
Well, even in Charles, I don't know if he goes by Charles or exactly what, but Michael's dad and mom, even they include the soldiers that came home and passed away. They include those families, even though those families aren't usually considered Gold Star. Those same people that were in, I don't know. He includes them. He calls them.
That's dope.
He still calls them.
They should. I mean, they should.
Yeah,
my opinion. I've got a lot of weird opinions on military stuff that I don't know if I can just wildly voice.
But everyone knows what SEAL Team 6 is, though,
of course.
right?
Yeah.
But they don't know that
they did.
Yes, and that their families are still looking for answers.
Amen.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's kind of the thing when you become an extension of the government,
right? And that's what you kind of. And this story of Michael is so crazy. You got to hear it, from
especially like when you become like unclassified and shit like that, and you're just like secret stuff.
His plan was to just get 4 years in and dip out.
In secret services?
No, that wasn't his plan. But he started testing the best out of everyone. He got to choose where he wanted to go. This, that, and the other. And then the dev team started taking a liking to him. It was like, hey, come hang out with us.
Come do this secret shit.
Yep. And then he started working at home, doing shit here, doing crazy shit, protecting us like on homeland.
Through I got you. Yeah, code
he said
because he could just do that anywhere.
He said, Michael would go to this state, whatever, and he'd be like, oh, you got this cousin in this state, Michael, go visit him. He's like, nah, I can't, doing training, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day on the news, they would hear, bomb, terrorists stopped and blah, in, whatever city that he was in. Like, It was clearly him on missions, on homeland.
Doing stuff.
Like, this is the type of level guy it was.
Mm-hmm. People like to think that stuff doesn't happen here, though.
I know, but they're dead wrong. Could you imagine? Like, yeah. Here's a little from the podcast War Mode. This episode's called Relentless. And this is Michael's dad and mom.
Folder. And you don't look in the folder.
Mm-hmm.
And we go back.
Accident. Right. But if you're going to sit there and lie to, like, when they come out with this, like when they put you in that theater and they start immediately from day one, they start lying to you about flash floods and stuff. Like, if it was an accident, you'd say it's a fucking accident. Right. But if you're going to sit there and lie, immediately your sensor's going to go off and be like, what the fuck actually happened?
Right, exactly. And we have the proof.
Right. Yeah.
So at the debriefing, they give us a folder. And you don't look in the folder. Mm-hmm. And we go back and we're at our home and I guess a couple, because you're still in shock, and
Yeah.
you're nuts, and you think your son's in a box in Arlington, and I would go crazy and cry and and go, I got to go to a cemetery to see my son. And the things you go through in your brain is it's the feelings, the emotions you just start anger, the despair, and like he was 25. And so I finally open up the folder, and there's 25 pages in there, and there's a disc. So I open up the 25 pages, and I look at the first page, and you could read it. I open the second page, you could read it. But the rest of the pages, there's no ink. There's no toner. You can't read nothing. It's not redacted. There's no ink.
Yeah, right.
And I call up Admiral Sean Pybus, who was the commander-in-chief of CENTCOM, who moved. They put him over in Germany. He ain't one of the one that retired.
Yeah.
And he says, I said, the paperwork, I said, I got a bad copy here. Can you send me another one? He said, well, Charlie, he said, I got a lot of complaints about that, but we burned it. I said, what do you mean you burned it? He said, we don't have the file no more. So I just hung up on him. And then I put the disc in the computer, which is screen's right over there. And all these little blocks pop up, and I'm not a computer guy, and I'm boom, 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 nothing coming out. And then my wife here, after about 4 Red Bulls in 8 hours, go ahead.
Yeah, just talk. Yeah, you can talk into it.
I figured it out. Every time it was a sequence. So every time you did the sequence, it would come with less blocks. And then finally you could read the words.
And that's the 1,300 pages.
That's the 1,364 pages. And I'm like, holy shit, we have to print this out. Because I unbeknownst to us, that it was encrypted with a virus, that disk.
Yeah.
Sent all of our information to a satellite. So we print it out, and it keeps printing. We got to run to the store, get more ink, we bought a box of paper, get everything, and it was just crazy. It was a month later, I'm on the computer, all of a sudden, it froze, and there's my picture, and I'm looking, I'm like, that's a real-time picture. I'm like, yo, child.
She started screaming.
Yeah.
FBI 10 years in prison.
7 to 12 years in prison. Did it? I'm like, what the hell? They totally destroyed our computer.
Yeah.
It was just, so I didn't know, I couldn't get it off. I tried everything, could not. He met a guy, he went to a program, Vet's Journey Home. And
Dave Styler.
And Dave is like, has like 500 and some certifications with computers. He's a whiz. And he's also a vet. And so he tries to do it from, Maryland is where he lives. Can't do anything. We drive a couple hours down to Maryland. He opens up the tower and takes it. And he's like, holy shit. The virus you have in here, I've never seen. It's not even out yet.
Yeah.
It took him like 5 or 6 hours to even get it out of there. And he said, I don't even think it's completely out. I said, but how did they take my picture? He said, they pinged it.
Yeah.
Mary, this is encrypted with a virus. And I'm like, holy shit. We didn't know about that.
Yeah.
This is stuff that we're being introduced to. And since Michael being in crypto did work with the NSA, the NSA wanted to know if, Michael told us anything.
Yeah, right.
And
After Michael died,
Did all the parents get it?
all the people got the disc, but nobody figured out how to download it. My wife wrote a letter to Billy and Karen Vaughn how to do it. And mailed them a letter.
Might have been Michael reaching out from the great beyond.
Yeah.
So you talk about that, but I do want to say that with the them spying on us, the NSA and the deep state, we called Channel 3, 6, and 10 from Philadelphia, and we were on all the news stations, and let everybody know we weren't suicidal or nothing. This is what they do to families, Gold Star families, and the 3, 6, and 10. All their camera guys came in. Can I look at your computer? You know, they're IT guy. They go, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, there's no camera on our computer.
Yeah, they get you any way they want to.
And then with our phone, it was coming 001000.
Wait,
text
they had a
message.
picture of you, and there's no camera on the computer.
Right
Right,
there.
that's why I was
That's
freaking out.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
god.
why I was freaking out. I'm like, what the hell is this?
So they could like mirror the screen.
Exactly.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
And then with the text messages, I called Verizon up. I said, I keep getting 000 on my phone, 001. He goes, you don't know who that is? I said, no, who is it? He goes, Big Brother. Click. He hung up.
Really?
So then we got a hold of Larry Klayman, who started Judicial Watch. Larry Klayman's a lawyer. The only lawyer to sue a sitting president. Sued
Really?
Bill Clinton and won.
Damn.
They made a TV show about Larry Klayman, The West Wing. He's Larry Claypool. Larry's from Philadelphia, Upper Moreland. His father owned the Dietz and Watson on State Road before
Really?
it became, he sold it to them. But Larry's a bulldog. He's a fighter. Larry tried getting his answers.
But isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah, dude. It's
That's just a little bit. That like the story of them going to the debriefing, them inviting the families to go. Like, okay, we're gonna tell you what happened. Like they go into it. Like the stories are like never ending crazy stories like that, and they still don't. Like moral of the story, don't know what happened.
don't trust the government. That's the shit. See, that's the shady shit that like happens in shadow realm government.
And
type
this stuff
style
gets
shit.
put piled together with the conspiracy thing. But this is just
It's
is
not
what
really-
it is.
It's not
It's
really
just
a
this is what's
conspiracy.
happening to them.
No,
Actually,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's hard. It sucks to get lumped in with like conspiracy when it's blatantly kind of out there. There's people that have experiences with it and stuff like that and report on it, but they get buried. There's I've never even heard of this one.
And this is crazy.
Right.
This is basically
This is-
real recent.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think I got a little clip of the mom talking. Too,
Okay.
a little
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
If you wanted to
Sure.
dive
yeah.
into it,
Yeah, fuck it.
listen a little bit more.
Yeah, fuck
This
it.
is just a tiny fraction of the
entire
story.
story of it, right?
Yeah.
Annotated by Tubertar.
I love to run into him.
Yeah. I just want to get people's mind open to different things. I want to
Of
try to
course.
find different stories and maybe do something like this.
I'm always down to do. That's the thing. I'm cool with it not being lumped as one thing.
Mortuary, because Michael wasn't burned. They were hired in 2012. We had the hearing in 2013, and they didn't work there.
Yeah.
They didn't know nothing,
Nothing.
which is smart.
Yeah.
Why would you send somebody that might say something? We did get to the Pentagon. Me and my wife, we weren't allowed to bring Larry Klayman. We weren't allowed to bring any other gold stars.
That's when you went in and talked to him?
Gary Reed and 3 other 4-star generals. They escorted us in with 2 machine guns, 2 men with machine guns. We go in there, and Gary Reed, this son of a bitch, I was telling him about the, men on the roof. Men on the roof, men under the trees. He's like, you can't believe everything you read on the internet, Mr. Strange. And I started saying, no, and he was talking over me. So I bought some of that 1,300 pair. I said, here you go, Exhibit 89. He goes, what? And all 4 of them start looking at it. I said, right there, it says it. They knew.
Yeah.
It's 700 meters.
Right.
Yeah.
I show him another one, Exhibit 63. I said, the IEDs around the landing site, 6 IEDs going and around the landing site. And he looks up to me. He goes, where'd you get this? I go, you got to be kidding me. I said, you didn't read the report?
Started
He said,
freaking
I read
out.
the 25-page report.
The summary report.
From Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't read the 1,300 pages. So I tried to grab him by the throat. And then the 2 guys with the machine guns grabbed me. The table was wide. I couldn't
Yeah.
get a good grip.
At some point,
And he
they gotta
backed
be
up.
like, when is this dude gonna stop?
Well,
At some
then-
point, they
Never.
gotta-
No one saw these papers that they. So like they got those how she cracked the code on the
Right.
disc
Mhm.
and got those papers. These high level guys never seen that. So really, they were for all they know is the story that they were told too. You know what I mean? For all they really know, they have no idea. And even if they did know, they have no idea. They wouldn't think that they had access to that disc with that paper. And they're even open and out and telling them, look at all we got. All there. I mean, this is
all the evidence with it, because it sounds like spyware, because that's how they would be able to get that photo off of something. And
it's just weird that they
how
they gave them. I think they gave all those people the disc with the intention of them not being able to hack it, though.
Of course.
It was to put the spyware was going. That was intention.
I can't believe they would even put the. I can't even believe they like it.
That's why they were. That's why I like
they
how
would even include that into it. Though, like why?
Yeah.
Like why would you have the evidence?
But that's why they were saying that's almost like Michael from the grave, because he was. That's the type of shit he was into.
Right.
He was like based in Hawaii and would hack stuff and across on the other side of the world.
Damn, bro.
He's just like one these things that we can't understand. We can't even like fathom.
Right.
At 25 years old, younger.
Yeah.
Damn.
And switched out. Now, mind you, we already said about the the Rangers and the SEALs manifest was mixed up.
Yeah.
So I said, well, what happened with that? He says, well, what happened was, oh my God, what was it? What did he say?
That the first set went out with the Rangers.
Right. There's 2 sets of 7 Afghans on the base.
Mm-hmm.
So one set was already with the Rangers. And the other set was with the SEALs. So there couldn't have been a switch out. I dove across the table and I'm screaming. I wanted to punch him so bad. I'm screaming in his face, "You lying fucking piece of shit!"
These guys all have security and stuff?
He comes in. He's like,
Well, the two
"What
guys
are you
took me out."
doing?" He pulls me from my feet because I'm across the table.
Holy
screaming.
shit.
I'm like, "You piece of shit! That's not what you said at the congressional
Dude's
hearing."
probably in therapy because of this.
Yeah, I did.
That motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, you probably sent him to
I love to
therapy,
run into
man.
him.
Oh,
man.
right. He's
Yeah.
probably like, "Oh my God."
He's probably never been assaulted.
Yeah, right. That's it.
How can't you read the 1,300 pages 30 guys
If
died?
you ask
And
them-
then tell the
Yeah.
parents you only read the 25-page
Right.
report. And you get paid, what, $400,000 a year?
On paper.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
You
you
gotta
ask
be
us,
kidding me.
"Where'd you get these?
Yeah.
Right.
Where'd you get this from? Are you?" And all of them were like looking dumbfounded. And he's like, "You didn't read. You invite us here, and you didn't read it."
So then we leave our questions right here, which we have in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
We left like 20 questions, And 3 months goes by. I call Congressman Bob Brady. He's one that sort of pushed us to get into the Pentagon. And I said to Mr. Brady, I said, "We never heard back." And he gave me a certain number to call, and I get to Gary Reed's desk. Then they call me back like an hour later. "We lost your questions." I said, "I'll send them back down."
Yeah.
Called again 2 months later. Nothing.
Because all the questions that I typed it up, there was 3 pages.
They're in the book, Relentless, Barnes & Noble.
Yep. 3 pages. I stapled them. I gave everybody a copy of them, and I'm like, it's just, why did you cremate Michael? Why weren't they on a Black Hawk? What happened between the 1 minute and the 3 minute call? It's a 13-minute. These are questions that need to be answered. What about the 7 Afghans who they turned around? The 7 Afghans whose names were on the manifest, they actually went to their families and said, "Look, your son, husband, your loved one died." Then they had to go back and say, "Oh no, we made a mistake. Your husband's alive.
Holy shit.
Your son's alive." Yeah, that's how screwed up they are.
Yeah.
They can't find their ass with both hands.
The big thing, August, all them commanders leaving, without that. The change of command ceremony at Special Operations Command. Admiral Bill McRaven, the Navy SEAL taking over, was Admiral Eric Olson. A coincidence? They don't take the blame. They just switch the players. Defense Secretary Leon the Snake Panetta said, "We will never stop. We will fight on until we have achieved the final goal of victory over terrorism." The man is a pimp. Did the changing of command have to do with what happened?
Kind of interesting. I thought,
Yeah, definitely.
but that was that on that topic. I think I made you guys probably dive into it more than you wanted to if you're still here, but there's a lot more if that's interesting. Extortion 17. That was a clip from the podcast War Mode called Relentless. Michael's family's book's called Relentless also.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a foundation, and I'm pretty sure that's I'll put it in the...
Yeah, we'll link all that in there for sure. We'll link the podcast episodes and the clips for sure too.
But I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, no, dude, it's interesting shit, but it's so...
I figured if you're looking for something to support, Gold Star families are probably a good way to go.
Yeah, no, dude. They'd be the ones that getting shafted. It's crazy.
Now, if you got anything we can talk about for a little bit, I'm talking to Marcus right now. Tried to do a little sports corner, a little 5-minute bit.
Is he on there?
We'll close it out.
Yeah, let's see if
he's
he can
down.
get there. I had a funny thought last night.
All right, nice.
You're never really jerking off alone. When you're jerking off, statistically, somewhere else in the world, someone else is beating their shit too. And I just imagine it being like a server that you log on to online as soon as you start engaging in it. And there's just constantly people online stroking.
I think this is a South Park episode.
Is this really?
Yeah, the dude's in the front of he's like monitoring all the webcams or some shit. I don't know the exact premise, but he's in like a big control room.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just mostly all people jerking off. It's just mostly dudes jerking off.
Online.
Now, I think you could take that same premise and maybe plug in different things.
Like,
not, I think statistically, yeah, I don't know.
someone else is definitely pulling their meat at the same time you are.
But
Statistically.
the Grammys had the hottest take of the year.
I did not watch any of it, but
No one did.
okay. What happened?
Okay, you might be shocked if you don't know.
Was it the country album thing?
Artist of the year?
I don't think. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
If you had to just guess the name, I know you don't know who it is, but just if you had to guess like the country artist of the year, who like what kind of names would you hear
I
for
fucking
that?
see. That's the thing. I know this story. I caught that. That
What
that
is
blew
it?
me away. It's Beyonce. Isn't it? Or Rihanna? Or fucking,
Yeah, might as well be.
I don't know. That's literally.
Isn't that wild?
And she's like, they got a photo of her just as blown away as everybody else is when they find out that information.
Lindsay Lohan won country music artist of the year.
No, what?
No,
I didn't know that.
Beyonce.
You got me. I'm like, whoa.
Whoa.
Did you give the country album a listen at all?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you one song.
I want to know if it's actually country at all or like what.
Well, she decided to do country this year.
Grammys does country music?
Grammys, my grandma.
I could have swore country music had their whole entire thing for that.
Right. Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry. I'm trying to produce. I'm trying to, get guests.
I was just saying
shit.
I couldn't imagine Grammys having country music.
Right.
Like an album section. I don't know. It's just kind of like dumbfounded.
Oh. Ding.
Is that him? Is that him?
No, not yet. I joined his Discord.
Fuck.
I told him if he was down, if he
Get
wanted
in
to
there.
join that. I wonder, he should be able to hear us talk, like how
Through the mics and stuff?
through the mic. Yeah, we should be able to talk through the mic, and if he comes on, we're getting in the sauce.
In the sauce.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, that they had the hottest take of the year. Also, apparently, we're gonna turn Gaza into America. That was actually a little shocking.
Man,
I don't want to get like, I don't consider the SEAL team thing political, but
no,
I'm not trying to get political with this
No, I
either.
get
But
you.
I hope there's some kind of their 16D chess that they're doing here, because I don't
they're
know.
trying
I
to
guess
set
we're
up fucking hangout spots in the Gaza Strip.
all right, anyway. I hope so. He's got
Fucking
something figured out there.
dude. Like, you know how they just put up fucking really nice hotels in cartel-owned
Yeah, maybe
lands
next
and
year, by
shit?
this time next year, we could be doing our podcast from the Gaza Strip.
Oh my god.
On to the next thing.
Oh my god, if my PO would let me. Like, please, I gotta go do this podcast at the Gaza Strip.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be like, nah.
Got that Gaza money. Man. Gaza money. Woo. You're going to have to deport me. ISO here in Gaza, baby.
You'd get away over there, I think. They'd be like, you live here? They'd look at me and like, you definitely don't live here.
Anyways, what were
The closest I just thought about different occupations, and the closest thing they can get to a Viking funeral. Right?
What do you mean? One second.
So like you understand what a Viking funeral is, right? Like they ship the dead body off into the fucking thing and they shoot arrows at it or whatever, right?
Right.
Viking funeral, really ceremonial. The closest thing a comedian can get to that is their loved ones surrounding at them, laughing at them as they die.
Anyway, that's why I'm glad you tested it out
random
here.
thoughts.
I'm glad you tested it.
It's just
honestly.
random thoughts I just be jotting down.
So what gets rebuilt first? L.A., the Palisades, or the Gaza Strip? No, I'm kidding. On to the next thing. We're past that. I'm just saying.
Is LA still on fire?
Epstein killed himself. No,
They finally stopped that.
no, fires are democratic. You didn't know that. No, anyways, on to the next thing.
Ridiculous.
No, they're just poof, magically gone.
They just stopped. Yeah, I was about to say I just stopped hearing about them.
They
Never
are
thought they were
gone.
done.
They're actually gone. Oh, I did see this thing though. This show it's called Micro Maidens. Have you heard of this?
Sounds like a midget porn.
Go ahead. Basically. But it's like entertainment, like comedy.
I mean, is it midget porn entertainment?
I mean, I'm sure some of these midgets have done porn, if that's
mean-
what you're asking. Do you know Lila Hart? That might be the one person you know.
It's hard for me to tell without seeing them naked. You know?
Well, it's called Micro Maidens, and they do shows around. That would be cool to go to sometime, I think.
Is it
It's a bunch. It's all little girls, like little people. That
bunch of midges?
bunch of midgets.
Doing what? What
Like a stand-up type show.
stand-up type show? I
Yeah.
thought they were about to be fucking.
Dude, you're a horny bastard.
Okay,
Just
well, I
shut
don't
the-
know.
Why don't you shave your mustache and go find yourself a midget?
Because I look like a default character with my mustache shaved. It's crazy. I look like default character 1 in every game from PlayStation. Just with hair.
Well, one thing I'm worried about is like the fact that I don't think people are understanding how fast, how actually powerful the whole AI thing is. I don't think they grasp the fact that it's not just like a computer like your phone.
No,
That's
they have
intelligent.
it flying helicopters and shit like that.
And I don't, yeah. I really didn't have any point to this, but that's like something that always kind of drives me crazy at night. Is like, like these computers. I love computers. I love my microwave. I tell my microwave and my fridge.
Thanks. You gotta tell them thanks and shit every once in a while. Yeah.
I mean, think about Michael's parents. They got a picture taken of them. Don't even have a camera on their thing. I forgot about that part,
dude. Oh my god. How though? Is it just the little thing that we all look at? That's in the little.
It's the same thing tinfoil hat people have been saying forever, that your TV's fucking watching you, because it really is.
I mean, I know they can map out a room with.
It's probably some kind of like who knows? It's something we can't fathom, man. It's not just like. It's not like as simple as like. I don't know, like this plus this equals this. They're doing like some freaking alien shit, bro. I don't know. I'm going. I digress.
It's okay.
It freaks me out though when they have them start talking to each other and then they get freaked out and have to try to shut it down. But you damn well know they're still talking to each other right now. Like they have two AIs talk to each other.
Oh yeah,
like that shit's the scariest type. They
made their own language. Two AIs
like almost immediately.
Language, yeah.
But this was a long time ago.
Yeah, they don't want the primate people hearing them and being able to understand.
Right.
They're probably like they're just so limited in their communications when we can just get way more out with beeps and buzzes. Sounding like a dial-up fucking setting up from early 90s.
And then I'm just going to we'll end this episode with asking Mark with a little sports corner.
Is he coming on? Did he say the thing?
He was on his way to his desk.
Oh fucking boy.
So we'll do the damn thing.
Marky
Get
Mark.
out of here.
Let's go.
Well, you gotta put your headphones on to hear them.
Is he here?
No.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, since he said you're.
All right, we had to call our buddy Marcus because we wanted to try a little sports segment. I'm not like the biggest basketball fan, but I am into the conspiracy stuff.
Oh boy.
And I'm not saying there's like really any conspiracy here, but it just seemed kind of interesting. The whole Luka trade. And so Luka, 26 years old, he gets traded in like an unprecedented trade. He's like, from what I know, it seems like he's like the face of his team, and it seems like trading him at the time they traded him would be like trading LeBron James or Michael Jordan. I don't know if I'm off by saying that. But basically, why do you think Dallas trades Luka? And is Dallas trying to just totally just sink their franchise? And why is it important that LA Lakers got Luka?
Okay, 3-part question. I'm ready. I don't think Dallas is tanking on purpose. I don't. I think that they generally were tired of Luka because of his 2 injuries. But I generally think that when you're 25 and you play a professional sport to the highest level, you're going to get hurt. And they think he was getting hurt from bad health and daily activities like just not working out and eating right and stuff like that. So in their head, they thought it was where is it the trade Luka, who might just be as accident prone. as the person they traded him for. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, AD's first game for the Mavericks was last night. They took him out in the third quarter. He got hurt.
Boom.
So I think they thought they were just going to trade one problem for a smaller problem. And I think they traded a smaller problem for a bigger problem. And now you got to remember, when it comes to the NBA, the Lakers are the biggest market in the world.
Right.
Okay. So they would have paid anything to get Luka because once LeBron's 42, 41 years, he's got another 2 years on the Lakers and then he's done. Who does the Lakers have as a franchise player when LeBron leaves?
Well,
Not Bronny. So
They've been trying.
I think in the Lakers' heads, they were like, they're willing to trade Luka. Let's do whatever we can to get Luka. When LeBron retires in 2 years, we'll have a new face of the league. Luka's the top 3 player in the league right now. We'll have a new face of the league. He'll be in the highest paying market in the league, and the Lakers will have a face for their whole franchise for another 10 years because he's only 25.
Right. Well, yeah, thank you. I just thought that was just crazy that the Dallas, with knowing as little as I do know, it seemed crazy that Dallas traded him. And it seems like what you said about him possibly being able to be the face of the league, like it works out for the Lakers. It just seems like crazy.
It works out more than good enough for the Lakers because any kid you got to think about it, any kid that's not American like Luka, they're gonna buy a 77 Lakers jersey. His sales, he's gonna go from the third most selling jersey to number 1. He's gonna go from being top 3 in the league to being on almost every game to top 2 in the league to being on TV every single game. His face is gonna blow up everywhere. All he needs to do is stay healthy and play with LeBron.
Right. So long story short, Dallas fans are pissed.
I saw an interview with a small Mexican man, and he said, "What if I just kill myself? Then what Dallas do?" So yeah, they're pretty. People are threatening their lives in front of the stadium.
What else do I have to live for?
Well, that's my thing.
What else?
I'm wondering if there's like the movie, The
What
Major
did Dallas
League.
do if I kill myself?
Damn, mule.
People are bringing caskets with 77 fucking spray painted on it and shit. So I'm pretty sure that the owner of, I guess he's not the owner, the guy that does the trades and GMing of stuff like that is gonna get fired.
Right.
Because you gotta remember,
Or
Mark,
if we go to where it
was
dips into
there.
my world, where they're tanking the league. Okay, in like a major league situation. Sell the
Mark
franchise.
Cuban said that he would divorce his wife before he got rid of Luka. And the first year he's gone, Luka's gone. So fans are fucking losing their shit. Lakers fans are losing their shit for a whole different reason. My buddy lives in LA. He said people are just honking their horns and riding down the street. Window marker and 7-7 all over their cars.
Oh my
and
gosh,
stuff.
is number
The Lakers think they already won the
7-7?
championship. It's lit.
I didn't know that. There's
Yep.
another thing there. The numbers. No.
Follow the numbers.
And
No.
now he's
All
number 77.
And then I know you're not into football, but the Super Bowl's today. You have any thoughts?
Go Birds.
My thoughts are Eagles fans are so legit because they will go nose to nose with you, and instead of arguing and bringing up good points about who's going to win or who's a better football team, they just yell, "Go!" And I fucking love it.
Hell
You
yeah.
don't need any common sense. You're not here for the game.
Dude.
You're just here because go Birds!
Yeah, I think. Oh, nice. I think everyone's a Birds team today. But
I mean,
The script will say otherwise though.
absolutely. And if you look at it, who the hell besides someone born and raised in Kansas City wants to see the Chiefs win?
I don't know, man. Some people just like.
I don't know one person.
I wouldn't mind if I'm not hating. I think Patrick Mahomes is amazing. Like, they're a
He's
talented team. The team is super
good.
talented. But just I'm watching the football games, and it's like, bruh, it seems like they're giving it to him. It really does.
Yeah, no, they're
and
doing it.
Everyone sees it. Everyone
how
sees it.
talented, Yeah, yep. I was gonna say, how talented is it when everyone's just complaining the refs are handing them games?
Everyone sees it. Yeah.
Well,
But
That's why when it comes to quarterbacks, there'll never be a better quarterback than Tom Brady. He took pay cut after pay cut to hire whoever he possibly could to bring scrubs to Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl.
And I think we really won't ever see that, especially with how college football is now. And anytime a kid gets unhappy, now they can just go to another school and get, anytime like
And they pay.
you get paid now too.
They pay college athletes.
Yeah.
They should.
No.
They should.
So it's like, and Tom said it was never about, they should, yes. And Tom said it was never about the money. That's why he would just take pay cuts and hire whoever he could and try and win rings. This new generation's not going to do that.
Yeah.
Why would I go to a championship team when I could make an extra mil to go to the Browns? They don't care.
Yeah, I feel like they're creating it so like you're rarely gonna have something like that where someone's just faithful to their team just because they want that. You still hear stories now of that, but it's really gonna be a dying thing.
Yeah, aren't they trading? Isn't what's his name trying to get traded?
What, Myles Garrett? Yeah.
I was gonna say Miles was one of the one people that was like, I love my city, I'll never leave Cleveland. And a week ago he was like, I don't care where I go, I just want to contend for a ring. No one that's contending for a ring is gonna be able to get him. Two, it's clearly about the money because he makes the most money at his position now with the Browns, and he's gonna make more somewhere
Yeah, he'll
else.
probably break
So it's
records.
He's a great.
Right.
He's getting up.
It's clearly about the money.
Isn't he getting up there in age though?
It does. He's still the best.
That's why
he's one of the best. Top three.
I get because he said it's all about. He said it's all about the fucking. He said at the end of the day, when you're remembered is.
It's just about a ring. Yeah.
Which I mean,
but he's never. Who is he gonna? Where is he going to go? He's going to end up going to Minnesota. He's going to be a purple people eater or something random. You know what I mean? He's not going to go to a contending team.
Why not?
Because they want to do it. They just want to. They want to do the. They're not going to trade him to someone they have to play twice a year.
Right. And they're not going to drop it. He's the highest paying in that position. So no matter what team he goes to, he's going to have to be.
We just picked up a jerk off artist.
Who do you pick up?
We picked up the dude that likes getting tug jobs, and he flopped real hard for us, and we paid like an astronomical amount. What's his name?
What are you talking about? You guys are still paying him.
Like you get hit.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He did.
Yeah. Well,
I thought we let Watson go.
You're gonna be paying for him probably by the time you die. Still
go.
Yeah.
Jesus,
I think you're stuck with them. You can't because you're locked in when the payment. So
yeah, contracts.
I know, but I thought we just paid his. I thought it was like a Ben. Maybe I don't know if you guys.
Maybe we need a different sports guy for that. we need our football guy
because like Ben Simmons just got bought out of his contract. Like Ben Simmons has been getting paid millions of dollars to just ride the bench for 7 different NBA teams, and the Nets just bought out his contract. So like. He's not a free agent. He's currently like out of work. He's going around to teams like, you guys need one, and they're like, no.
We see what you're doing. But all right, man, I appreciate it. We'll need to do one in person.
Yeah, get Mark on the pod
for sure. Now that I can drive and walk around, I'll have to slide over.
Appreciate you. Peace.
Love you.
All right, later. Yeah. Love you.
And that was Mr. Marcus.
That was indeed Mr. Marcus.
I never did an introduction, I don't think. But
we'll make sure we put a feature on there or something for him.
I don't know. We're slowly messing around with some stuff.
Yeah, we're figuring it out as we go along.
There was very little jokage today, but maybe we learned something. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe it might be thought provoked, but who knows?
There we go.
Who knows?
But until next week.
Later, neighbors.
Ta-da-la.
noise in nail